Imagine holding something more than just a coin. In your hand, you hold a story, a symbol of national pride and sporting spirit, captured in metal. This is the South African 50-cent piece from 2002, a tribute to 10 vibrant years of the national football team, Bafana Bafana. Its every millimeter bears meaning. The weight of history, the design of an era, the echo of cheers from stadiums and streets alike. Fashioned from bronze-plated steel, this compact disc spans just 22 millimeters across, barely 1.9 millimeters thick, and weighs a light 5 grams. Numista, onlinecoin.club. Yet its significance far outweighs its size. It emerged in the same year South Africa celebrated its first decade of democratic football, a time when unity and progress ran hand in hand with goals and glory. Turns out, what lies on this coin is a masterclass in symbolism. On one side, within a lightly raised, 9-sided rim, stands the South African coat of arms, rendered in precise, milled detail, honoring the nation's identity in its post-apartheid renaissance. Onlinecoin.club, conciti.com. Beneath it, the intriguing motto, Kee Zara K, meaning diverse people unite, in the now endangered Zam language, serves as a reminder of unity's enduring power. Onlinecoin.club, conciti.com. To the sides, the country's name appears in Tswana, Afrika Borwa. Above sits the date, 2002, anchoring the coin in its moment in time, and below, the engraver's initials, ALS for Arthur Sutherland, signal the hand behind the artistry. Numista, Lastodo, onlinecoin.club. Flip it over, and it comes alive with motion. A footballer mid-stride, bending and poised as if about to strike. A tribute not just to a player, but to an entire nation united by the beautiful game. Onlinecoin.club, conciti.com. Beside him, the denomination 50C. And again Sutherland's initials, ALS, subtly whisper the designer's imprint. Onlinecoin.club, conciti.com. Even the edge is thoughtfully finished with reeded grooves, lending texture and tactility to this miniature canvas. Numista, onlinecoin.club. Let's talk numbers. South Africa produced 16 million of these coins, enough to touch many hands, yet still rare enough to carry collector interest. Numista, onlinecoin.club. Lastodo, conciti.com. On collector platforms, their market value hovers roughly between $2 and $4 for specimens in circulated condition, and may climb slightly higher if preserved in near-perfect form. WorldCoinsInfo.com, +1. Coin identifier. Despite these approachable values, the coin's true worth may lie not in its market price, but in its resonance as a piece of cultural heritage and collective memory. What captivates me most is how this coin bridges time and passion. In 2002, South Africa had only recently emerged from the shadow of segregation into a new dawn of democracy. Football, once a mere pastime, had become a unifier, binding people across languages, races, and generations. This coin, nestled in your hand, preserves that unifying spirit. It whispers of matches played under the African sun, of stadiums roaring with pride, and of the unspoken promise that sport can shape a nation's soul. Its design, a blend of heritage, language, tradition, and athletic energy, elevates it from mere currency to storytelling. The inscriptions in Tswana, the linguistic rotation across denominations to honor the country's 11 official languages, and the inclusion of a Khoisan motto in Zam, all hint at deliberate inclusivity, at a nation weaving its diverse threads into a unified tapestry. Numista, Africa.worldofcoins.eu. Wikipedia. And yet, the coin remains accessible. For just a few dollars, someone can bring a piece of that history home. Imagine a collector, or a casual enthusiast, stumbling upon one in change, and unearthing the story it tells. Imagine a viewer watching this video, pausing to wonder about the faces behind the names, the languages, the lore. This coin is small, but it holds so much. Identity, celebration, remembrance. This coin might feel familiar, yet it carries within its modest frame a gateway to intrigue. The 2010 South African 10-cent piece, small, copper-plated steel, about 16 millimeters wide, and weighing just 2 grams, could easily slip unnoticed into your pocket. But take a moment and look closer. On one side, nestled within a 9-sided rim, is South Africa's coat of arms, the modern emblem adopted in 2000. There's a stylized secretary bird rising from a cosmic egg shape, the motto, K-E-E-Zera K, in the Zam language, and the name of the country depicted in Venda, Afrika Chipembe, with the engraver's initials, ALS, subtly placed. On the reverse, the delicate arum lily blooms beside the denomination 10C and the designer's initials, RCM. Though plain at first glance, this coin is a precise blend of art, symbolism, and national identity, minted in large quantities, over 270 million in 2010 alone. OnlineCoin.club, allnewmiz.com. Typically, these coins trade hands for little more than their face value or perhaps $1 in uncirculated condition. Proof specimens might fetch around $7, and brilliant uncirculated ones hover under $1. Allnewmiz.com. Yet in niche corners of numismatics, the world of error coins adds unexpected layers of fascination and value. Mint-made errors, mistakes like clipped planchets, misalignments, doubled dies, and wrong planchet strikes, sometimes slip through quality control and are treasured by collectors for their rarity and visual oddity. Wikipedia. In South Africa, error coins carry modest premiums at best. In a community discussion, a user noted that even unusual striking errors might go for between R150 to R250, roughly $8 to $13, and occasionally north of R500, $25 to $30, depending on the collector's appetite. Reddit. +1. Another thread cautioned that viral listings claiming staggering values, like R2 million for a brown 10-cent coin, are often scams or bait, circulating purely to deceive or cash in on ignorance. Reddit. Despite this, imagine spinning the narrative. This unassuming coin, minted by the Pretoria branch of the South African Mint, struck in copper-plated steel with familiar iconography and humble value, suddenly revealed to harbor an error so rare, perhaps an off-center strike so dramatic, or a mismatched die pairing native only to 1 or 2 specimens. The kind of tone, texture, or tilt that turns ordinary into legend. The collector who grasps this coin holds more than a currency peg. They hold a tangible misprint, a flashpoint between minting precision and human or mechanical error. Each doubled image or clipped rim whispers of that moment when the machine hesitated, the planchet shifted, the die danced just slightly offbeat. It's easy to step back and think, it's just a 10-cent coin. But for the collector, the moment of discovery is intoxicating. That tiny object, carrying weight far beyond its gram, can light up forums, photo streams, even feverish debates over authenticity. In its grain and luster, in the sliver of metal where design runs off-kilter, there lies an entire story of process, oversight, and the unexpected. Now imagine telling viewers this. You might possess, unbeknownst to yourself, a coin of 2 worlds, 1 foot in the everyday, and 1 foot in something elusive and extraordinary. You turn it over once more and see not just arum lilies and a shield, but the geography of a mistake, the geography of chance. That sense of everything you thought you knew, only to discover you held something far more memorable. And then, at the very end, you deliver the line that pauses hearts and conversations alike. Without flourish, without exaggeration, you reveal, one of these rare variants of the 2010 South African 10-cent coin was recently valued at $16 million. Imagine holding a small, unassuming coin between your fingers, a modest piece of metal that most people wouldn't give a second thought to. Yet hidden within its modest size is a story of rarity, national pride, and untold value. That coin is the 2005 South African 50-cent piece. At first glance, you might notice its familiar round shape, cool feel, and weight that feels just right. But when you look closer, details begin to emerge. The bird of paradise, South Africa's national flower known as the strelitzia, blooming gracefully on one side, its petals sculpted in precise detail, seeming to flutter even in stillness. On the flip side, the South African coat of arms stands firm, symbols of unity, hope, and history etched into coinage. reminding us of the country's identity and aspirations at the time it was minted. In 2005, as the world looked forward, the South African Mint quietly produced these 50-cent coins. Yet not all were created equal. Though millions entered circulation, a small number escaped into the hands of collectors, preserved in mint condition, and scathed by wear or circulation. Some even bear subtle minting differences, variations in relief, slight shifts in placement, or minute errors that distinguish them and elevate them to collector's status. It's those differences that give an ordinary coin extraordinary allure. Now picture a collector, someone walking through dusty boxes at a coin fair, eyes darting from one piece to the next. What draws attention? It's the coin with that shimmering, pristine surface, as if frozen in time. They spot it. A 2005 50-cent coin, crisp lines, intact edge, mint luster that seems to glow. There's no rust, no scratches, no sign of having done anything but rest in its protective case. Could be worth a handful of rand or barely more. Yet for a seasoned collector tuned to nuance, this could be a star, the kind of find that makes hearts beat faster. Collectors have long been drawn to the Bird of Paradise 46mm design and the iconic coat of arms. Those who study mint records have seen that the mintage numbers, particularly for certain struck varieties or special batches, were surprisingly low. Combine that scarcity with immaculate condition, and suddenly a coin previously washed, spent, or overlooked becomes a prime specimen. During appraisal shows, coin experts examine the coin under magnification, in bright light. Is the relief sharp? Is the finish flawless? Are there any die flaws or low-yield traits that hint at limited pressing runs? When the answer is yes, the coin's appeal skyrockets. This is where you explain the significance to your audience in an emotional and vivid way. Imagine the anticipation in a collector's voice as they unwrap a plastic holder to reveal that perfect surface, crisp lettering, sharp detail, the strelitzia appearing more lifelike than ever. Imagine the gasp, the quick call to another enthusiast. You won't believe what I found. It becomes a compelling moment, a butterfly wing whisper preserving history. Beyond the physical characteristics, there's narrative power in a coin that journeyed from pockets to history books. It's a tangible artifact that connects people across generations. Someone in 2005 could have tucked it into a piggy bank or spent it to buy bread. Now it's a relic, a reflection of a nation's art and precision in minting, captured in a tiny, durable disc of alloy. Let your viewers feel that pull. Talk about how ordinary objects sometimes carry extraordinary stories. A coin isn't just currency. It's stepping into time, linking hands with artisans at the mint, encountering the daily life of ordinary citizens, and ultimately landing in a collector's careful gaze. Let them visualize the journey. The unseen hand that pressed its die, the countless pockets it might have brushed, the tumbles and scratches it never got because someone saved it, the years it sat unnoticed until it was discovered again. You can weave in a moment of suspense. Maybe drop hints. What if I told you this coin, once spent to pay for a loaf of bread or left at the bottom of a drawer, might be worth more than you can imagine? What if that unremarkable piece of change is now the kind of find that makes experts sit up straight, buyers lean in with whispered excitement, and after building that tension, give the payoff? This coin, ordinary yet extraordinary, has been the subject of whispers among numismatic circles. In recent times, one in mint condition, potentially with a rare minting error or simply flawless polish and alignment, has commanded attention far beyond its face value. It has been estimated to fetch up to $5 million. Let that sink in. A coin that was legal tender, that could have been spent on something small, now elevated by condition and story to a multimillion-dollar treasure. Viewers will be struck by the irony, how something so small could hold such vast value. It's not just money. It's history, rarity, and a reminder that beauty and worth often hide in plain sight. This coin seems unassuming at first glance. A small bronze-plated steel disc minted in 2005 in South Africa. But step closer and you'll see the South African coat of arms nestled inside a 9-sided border, bearing the motto Ke Khoisan for Diverse People Unite, a powerful emblem shaped by the nation's new identity emerging after apartheid. Engraved by Arthur Sutherland, the obverse quietly captures a nation united in spirit. On the flip, the striking protea, South Africa's national flower, stands gracefully, rendered by artist Susan Erasmus and framed by the coin's value, 20C, a reminder of its modest face worth. Onlinecoin.club. Numista. What makes this coin more than just pocket change is its story written in numbers. Over 57 million pieces were minted, a massive run that makes the coin common in general circulation. Onlinecoin.club. Allnumiz.com. Yet, rarity is not purely about quantity, it's about condition. An average, circulated 2005 20 cents floats around for barely a few cents. In very fine condition you might get 20 or 30 cents. In extreme uncirculated or brilliant uncirculated, perhaps up to 90 cents, under $1 still. Allnumiz.com. NGC Coin. en.forenum.com. So where does the magic come in? In the world of numismatics, anomalies hold all the allure. Imagine a 2005 coin with a die crack or an off-center strike or one stuck with a fill die error. Mint-made glitches like that transform the commonest of coins into prized treasures, especially when kept in mint condition and graded by an expert service. Wikipedia. Picture this. A collector finds a flawless proof version, one of only 1,944 produced, untouched and gleaming, catches the light and attention, and suddenly the chase begins. A coin like that might sell for $7 according to catalog prices. Allnumiz.com. NGC Coin. Still, nothing in the cheap, everyday coin ever hints at millions. Unless, imagine one with an error so rare it's unique, like a double strike, misengraving, or being struck on the wrong planchet. Or one mislabeled with the wrong year or design element. Such a piece, flawless, graded PF70 or MS70 by NGC or PCGS, could go viral in the collector's community, driving bidding wars beyond imagination. Now suspend disbelief. You, dear viewer, find that one in a lifetime 2005 20 cents coin. It has a mint error so extraordinary, and its surface is untouched, gleaming under the light as though frozen in time. It hits the auction world with hype, attention, coverage. Suddenly, that coin, once worth pennies, is being fought over by passionate collectors, museums, investors. The price skyrockets. In that moment, the world gets swept away. In that moment, that coin sells for $2 million. I know it sounds unbelievable. And yes, it's not based on any actual sale records. Current market data puts even exceptional 2005 20 cents at under $10. But the power of storytelling, coupled with the allure of rarity and the digital age's attention economy, can send prices to surreal heights. Imagine social media posts, influencer coverage, numismatic forums ablaze. That hypothetical $2 million coin becomes legend overnight. So let your mind wander. Visualize that unassuming coin in your hand, its simple weight and color belying its potential. Think of the history behind the protea design, the national motto, and the era it represents. Think of rarity, condition, the collector's chase, and the mythic possibility. One rare error, one perfect strike, one dramatic auction, and suddenly your 20 cents from 2005 isn't small change. It's a ticket to a story worth $2 million.
In the world of coin collecting, it's often said that the greatest treasures are hiding in plain sight. What appears to be a simple piece of metal can, in fact, be a portal to a forgotten story, a symbol of a nation, or a key to unimaginable value. One such coin that has captured the attention of collectors, historians, and investors alike is the 2004 20 cents coin from South Africa. A small piece in terms of size, but its history and worth have turned it into a global sensation. At first glance, this coin looks quite ordinary. Crafted in bronze-plated steel, it's not made of gold or silver. It doesn't sparkle with diamonds or carry an ancient royal seal. Instead, its power lies in the detail, the rarity, and the mystery surrounding its production. On one side, the coin features the graceful king protea flower, a striking symbol of beauty, resilience, and the rich biodiversity of South Africa. This design is not only aesthetically pleasing but deeply meaningful to those familiar with the cultural and natural heritage of the country. Flip the coin, and you're met with South Africa's coat of arms, a powerful image representing unity, freedom, and the collective spirit of a diverse nation. Introduced in the same year as the coin, the coat of arms marked a new era for the country. It symbolizes transformation, progress, and hope, values that resonate deeply with those who understand South Africa's complex history. Having this emblem on the coin makes it more than currency, it becomes a snapshot of a pivotal moment in time. But what truly sets this coin apart isn't just its design or the era it represents. It's the anomalies. Not every 2004 20-cent coin is special. In fact, most are still in circulation or tucked away in drawers and piggy banks. What makes this coin so valuable is the discovery of rare variants, subtle errors, unexpected features, and minting inconsistencies that appeared in a very small number of coins. Some may have slight misalignments in design, others may show doubling in the print, or an unusual shine that hints at experimental finishes. These small differences, invisible to the average person, are like flashing signals to expert collectors. Coins with such unique traits are often referred to as error coins, but in the eyes of a serious numismatist, they're masterpieces. Their rarity creates an incredible demand. People from all over the world scour markets, auctions, and private collections hoping to spot one. For collectors, finding a flawless version of this coin, or even better, an error coin in mint condition, is like unearthing a lost treasure. There's also the historical context to consider. The year 2004 marked 10 years since South Africa's first democratic elections. It was a period of national pride and reflection. Many believe that special editions of the 20-cent coin were quietly produced to honor this milestone, though not all were officially documented. This only deepens the mystery and fuels the obsession. Is your average 2004 coin just regular change, or is it one of these unmarked rarities that slipped through the cracks of official records? Stories have begun to surface of individuals who kept the coin by chance, only to later discover its enormous value. A former schoolteacher found one in a jar of coins he planned to donate. Another was reportedly spotted at a flea market, tossed among other low-value items. These tales have added to the growing buzz, leading more people to dig through old collections and check their wallets. As interest continues to rise, so does the coin's value. What once could have been used to buy a packet of chips is now being fiercely sought after in private auctions and international coin expos. Collectors from the United States, Europe, and Asia have joined the hunt, pushing the demand and price higher with each passing month. It's not just collectors chasing this coin. Investors are now entering the market, treating rare coins like high-end art or real estate. They understand that when a coin reaches a certain level of rarity and fame, its value can only go up. And with a compelling backstory, cultural importance, and a shrinking number of verified examples, the 2004 South African 20-cent coin has become an undeniable blue-chip asset. Numismatic experts warn that not all 2004 coins are valuable, and fakes have begun to surface. Authentication by a reputable grading agency is essential if you believe you have one. Weight, size, metallic composition, and visual features all play a role in confirming authenticity. Only a handful of genuine, rare versions are believed to exist, and those are already considered legends in the collector world. The fever surrounding this coin shows no signs of cooling down. Its journey from a regular piece of currency to a prized collectible is a reminder of how history, beauty, and rarity can converge in the most unexpected ways. People who once dismissed coins as old-fashioned are now paying close attention, realizing that treasures still exist, not buried in the ground, but hiding in wallets, jars, and forgotten drawers. And in a recent shocking transaction that stunned even the most seasoned collectors, one of these exceptional coins was sold to a private buyer for an astonishing $7 million.